And boom, welcome back to another video. We're out again and we're doing something I've never done before today. No, we're not skinny dipping or anything else that's hilarious to say that I've never done. I've actually been skinny dipping and I was 21 in Malia. That was a good time. Reports went into the coast guard of a beached whale, apparently. No, it's just what one of my mates said to me at the time. We're doing something I've never done before. We're hammock camping. I've spent the last month or so watching various videos and being quite interested in it. So we've come super local to a woods that we normally walk the dog at. And I'm going to give it a go. Now, it's not a massive wood, so I've come like right as the sun's going down, as you can probably see. I want to make sure we can sort of get set up. I nearly said pitched up then, but we're not pitching anything. Get set up without too much bother. It's not a massive place, like I say, so we'll have to be a little bit careful. But hopefully we'll be okay. Good news is, I've got some more candy with Andy to review, and these are two heavyweights of the confectionery world. And I don't know which way I'm going with this at the moment either. And we've got some real scran to cook as well. I've just been to the supermarket on the way here, so hopefully we'll have a nice dinner, get set up and see if we think hammock camping's any good or not. The beauty of it is, car's 20 minutes away, probably less than that. No, 20 minutes probably. So we'll get set up, and if we don't like it, we can always just nip home. We're 20-minute walk, 10-minute drive, so we'll be fine. Let's see how we get on. Storm Eowyn showing what she's been about here, look. I don't know where that's come down from. Oh no, that's not fresh, is it? That's not fresh, but I came around here the other day and there definitely wasn't this many sticks and logs on the floor. But we had some hefty winds here yesterday for Storm Eowyn. It was around 50, 60 mile an hour because we're quite high up, but it's obviously done some damage. Wouldn't have fancied hammock camping in that, really. Okay, so I think we found the spot. I'm going to go between that fella and this fella. It's a bit of a weird one because there's loads of good spots, but there's like trees up in between the two that would obviously stop you putting a hammock up. Like this one and that one would have been good, but there's this sort of young tree in the middle there. But we're close to the river. We'll be able to hear someone's left some polystyrene there. I might try and take that with me in the morning if I've still got my food bag with me, which obviously I will have. I hear the sound of a bit of running water, and should be okay. I haven't seen anyone since I've come in, so
So as you can see, it got dark at this point here. It was actually my fault. I had the whoopee slings on the hammock set up the wrong way around. And I actually still had them wrong throughout the whole night. It's only since I've been back this morning, watched another video and realised how they should have been set up. So I made the critical error of, when you're trying something for the first time, don't do it in the dark. And it took me about half an hour to get the hammock whoopee slings set up, which is what I thought it was going to take to get the whole thing set up. So I ended up having to do the ground sheet, underquilt, tarp, etc. In the dark, but it still went okay. I'm pleased with the whoopee slings that they held, even though I'd put them on wrong, and then put them on wrong again and spent the night in them. But I've got them sorted since I've been home for the next time. But I suppose it's one of them, you learn as you go type thing. As I mentioned in the video coming up, I also made a similar sort of mistake with the underquilt as well, but it's the first time I hammock camped, so making two mistakes, got through the night warm and toasty, so I know for next time it's a trial and error thing. But if there's one piece of advice I give, if you're doing something for the first time, make sure you don't do it in the dark.
So we're all set up. However, that has taken longer than I would like it to. We've got the quilt here, the underquilt, sorry, on the hammock now, and the tarp is just thrown over the other side. I have pegged it out. There are pegs down here. There's one. Ready to put the guy line on, but it's not raining yet, so I thought I'd just check it out. I have sort of offset the footprint I was planning on using, and I have brought a luxury with me today. I've got a chair. So what we're going to do is spin you around. So what we're going to do is, I've got a light on the side of the camera that's so bright. It's almost pitch black, but we're going to get the chair set up, get some dinner on. What time is it? It's 5:45, so it's nearly dinner time. Yeah, chair set up, dinner on, candy with Andy, chill out, audio book, film. And I'll have to show you more about where we are in the morning. I'm a bit gutted really, because we're in a lovely place, and by the time I'd finished bloody setting up, there was a problem with the hammock that was generated by me. I had a loop the wrong way around, so it was slackening, not tightening, and it meant that every time I sat on the hammock it sagged, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. I realised I got the loop the wrong way around, put it back. It took me like half an hour to swap all the strings around, or the cords, swapped it around, and then it's fine now. But just in that time it went dark, which isn't ideal, but you know what it is. Right, so let's get set up, finish getting set up, and get a brew on and get some food on. So my luxury item is indeed a chair. I feel it's just getting a little bit more damp in the air now. You know what's the trickiest thing I've found so far about let me turn that on. Trickiest thing I've found so far about hammock camping is where to put things. Like when you're in your tent, everything just goes down the side of your sleeping pad. Like someone said, bring an old tent ground sheet, which has been a great idea. So I'm glad I did that. But yeah, trying to find where to put things is like the hardest thing I've found so far. So what have we got for dinner? I know you're literally chomping at the bit. Tender stem broccoli, all-purpose seasoning, which is basically just garlic, chili and paprika. Then we've got bubbly mint, Lidl's finest, that's for pudding. And then we've got a big potato. And then we've got a ribeye steak, all to be cooked in that pan. And then for breakfast, I bought a roll, buttered, pre-buttered, and some spam that I've got to chop up in the morning. Candy with Andy is, like I said earlier, I wasn't kidding, Battle of the Giants. Fruit pastels versus Starburst. It's going to be absolutely world class. And the beauty of this one is either, if you ask me now which is my favourite, I'm really not sure. I quite enjoy them both. So that's candy with Andy. That's breakfast. I was going to try and bring an egg, but I thought that's just asking for trouble, isn't it? Laura bought me a little portable salt and pepper shaker, so that's cute. I brought that with me. And then bought some condiments. Got some ketchup for the morning for the spam sandwich. And I've got some oil also for the morning for the spam sandwich, but also for the steak and broccoli and potato. So that's the plan. And to be honest, it's nearly 6 o'clock. We are getting towards, I've got a couple of coffees and stuff in there. We are getting towards what I would call snapping time. So we'll, I think I'll probably just go around making sure, I haven't got my sleeping bag out of my bag yet, so I'm going to get my sleeping bag in here. The underquilt's on, like I said. So we'll get the sleeping bag out. I'm going to have a quick look at the forecast, the rain, because to see what time the rain's going to come, just so I'm prepared for it. Like if it's going to be in an hour, I need to think about eating quick and getting the tarp over the hammock. But if it's in like 3 or 4 hours, I can take my time a little bit. I can feel the cold a little bit now I've stopped. It's supposed to be down to about freezing tonight, to about 0. I don't know why I told you that, like you don't know what freezing is. But then again, if you're watching in America, it isn't 0, is it? Is it 32 Fahrenheit, I think, is freezing in freedom units. So that's it. I'm going to get the dinner on, and it's time to chill out, man. I'm gutted I haven't been able to show you the camp, like as in the location, because it is cool. But I suppose I can do that in the morning. But I'm going to need to be up-ish in the morning, because like dog walkers love a walk in the wood early doors at sunrise, don't they? Like you get them dog walkers that are like, oh, it's the sun's on the horizon, quick, get out. So I don't want to be, not that anything's going to happen. What they're going to do, say, oh, you've slept over, have you, mate? You go, yeah, I have, yeah. Most people are fine with it, obviously, but it's not part of it, as you want to be up and packed away. You can sit here with a stove on and make your breakfast, but you don't want to still have your tarp and hammock and everything else. Chopped and ready. I regret to inform that I didn't bring a plate, so they're just going to have to sit there for now. However, let's get this. I hope it'll fit in the pan. Just about. Got myself a new spatula as well. That'll warm them back up as well, because they've been off the boil for a little while. We've dropped some broccoli, eat that. You know what I thought? I can hear a train just go past miles away then. Or at least I hope it was a train. You know what I just thought? Imagine being like an animal that lives in this wood. And there's probably smells from cooking this, which you've never you've never smelt before. And then there'll be like bits of the oil that have jumped over the pan and landed on the wood floor. And the animals that come past here tonight or tomorrow morning and go, oh man, wouldn't mind some of that again. Where's he had that from? Little do they know that they can't go into Lidl and buy broccoli. Oh man, that's really nice. That seasoning, what's it called? All-purpose seasoning. It's just like chili, garlic, salt, paprika, I think. It's really nice. The potatoes are nice as well. Like, they're not completely soft. A little bit of old al dente. The broccoli's really nice. We're about halfway through, and I've had to just bring you back because for a camp meal, this is unreal. I have to say the steak has probably done a tad too much, just a tad. It hasn't charred as much. So normally I'd like it more charred on the outside and less done in the middle, and that is generally from having like a hotter pan and a hotter hob, but obviously with a gas stove and a camping gas can, I'm not far off bloody good there, I have to say. It's time for the big one. It's Candy with Andy part 3. We've got a battle of the big names. Fruit Pastels, Starburst. I used to like Starburst as a kid. What? As a kid. And I was young enough. Sorry, I'm old enough to know that when I was a kid they were still opal fruits, but only just they changed when I was quite young. Now this is an interesting test because which colour do we have to base it on? I think my favourites are probably. Oh, I've ripped the bag, you knobhead. I think my favourite colour. Let me just have a look down here. It's probably red and orange. So I'm going to have a red and an orange fruit pastel. And just for the sake of consistency and to make it fair, well, I instantly... Okay, I've got the wrong part of the bag. I was going to say, I'm not enjoying how hard it is to open Starburst these days. Now, one bonus for fruit pastel for me is it doesn't come in an external wrapper. It's a bit of a... These are like the worst sweets. Sorry, move that. These are like the worst sweets to bring camping because now I've got to worry about a little wrapper that I don't want to lose on the floor. So, let's just open them. Okay, red Starburst open. And, oh, I'm feeling the cold now, team. Whew. I think it'll be a case of finish this and then get in the sleeping bag and stick a film on. Come on. See, this is like not ideal, is it? I don't want this. I just want to open it. And like it's a little bit sticky. God, this has not been a good example for star fruits. And this isn't me just being a numpty, by the way. Oh, I'm going to have to try and open it from the side now. I've just dropped a piece of paper. Don't worry, I found it. No, okay. Abort. Let's get a different orange one. Abort. So this is sticky as well. Oh, I've got a bad batch. Oh, okay, I've managed it. It's like I don't know, it's like someone's licked them closed. Okay, I think we're in here. Okay, orange Starburst open. Let's put the wrappers back in there. However, never do that at Christmas time. If you put the wrappers back in a tin of roses or a tub of celebrations or whatever, then not for me. So, orange fruit pastel. I like how they're chewy straight away. They're not as fruity as I remember. That might sound ridiculous, but yeah, I mean they're nice. Take a bit of chewing. It's a good sweet. It's a good sweet. Orange Starburst. Oh Christ! I think I probably should have put what are these made of? Titanium. Okay, we're through now. We're through. Both sweets definitely taste differently than they did when I was a kid. They taste a lot more natural. Probably just because they're not loaded with whatever they were loaded with when I was younger. Yeah. Yeah. I like this bit now in a Starburst. It's malleable in your mouth, that chewy and that. Tough one. I don't think I like the sugar on the outside of a fruit pastel. Red fruit pastel gone in. Oh, that's good. That is nice. I would definitely eat these differently if I wasn't trying to not have a 15-minute Candy with Andy section. That's my favourite so far. Red Starburst going in. Not as hard as the orange. Okay. I've made my decision. Packaging aside, because we're judging it just on sweets, not on packaging here. Packaging aside, it's a tough one. Packaging aside, Starburst takes it. I like fruit pastels. Fruit pastel probably would have walked through. Actually, fruit pastel wouldn't have beat squishies, whatever. Fruit pastel would have absolutely walked through last week. But we've brought two big names out in the round of 16 for, to make it competitive. And that's the PSG v Man City of the Champions League there. And yeah, I'm comfortable. I prefer our fruit pastels. You don't have to have a bachelor's degree in origami or reverse origami to open them. But I do like fruit pastels. But Starburst wins it. Candy with Andy episode 3. Starburst wins it. So squishies won episode 1. Shrimp and bananas, foam shrimp and bananas won episode 2. Episode 3, Starburst takes it. We've only got episode 4, and then that's one half of the bracket done. Flying through Candy with Andy. I don't know what's going to be next. What rhymes with bald? Not a lot. How long will we be doing this, do you reckon? It'll be like episode 16 of Polish Snacks. That's a great shout, actually. That fella on TikTok does that series, doesn't he? Where he goes around to different sort of culinary convenience shops and gets snacks. I saw him do a Polish newsagent once, and he came out with some outrageous looking sort of cooked sausage that was ready to eat. Anyway, Candy with Andy over. I'm now going to chill out for a bit. I'm just going to make sure the setup's okay. I'm probably going to bring the tarp over shortly. Range due in 2 hours. We're finishing this Starburst. You know what I'm going to do? Before I get in my hammock, I'm going to decant all of the Starburst wrappers into the main Starburst bag, and then I can enjoy the Starburst at my own sort of leisure, at my own pace, without having to unwrap a wrapper every time and then have wrappers in my hammock. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, chill out, put my audiobook on, maybe watch a film, and then wait for the rain, see if I can get comfy in the hammock, which I'm quite excited to do. I need to make sure that I find a couple of sticks that I can put into the ground and then put my boots upside down on. So then if it does rain or if there's anything crawling around, they won't just go straight in the boot. Things can still crawl up, but put 2 sticks in the ground, put your boots on top. That's what I've seen. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another layer on as well, I think, because it's getting fresh. But cheers for watching Candy with Andy Mark 3. We're on I don't know how long this clip's been, probably too long, but at least we've padded out the video a bit because we haven't got a massive walk to do today. Still a really strange feeling, man. The anxiety of will it hold me is gone, because it's holding me. So, pillow, electronics, don't want them, do we? Pillow, I do want you up there, mucker. Bivy bag, might need you later. Stay up there for me, mucker. Right. Oh. Where's my pillow? Oh. Oh, I tell you what, lads. Stick the old toes out for a bit of fresh. Oh. I tell you what, boys. Yeah. As long as I can just get in the sleeping bag okay in here. Oh man, I am. What a strange feeling. But what a lovely feeling. This might be the future. I say the future, it's one of the oldest forms of making a bed ever. But yeah, oh man, this is pillow. Whatever setup I've got now, this is what I want later. The pillow is just at the right height. All I want now is I need. I need like a stick here so I can push myself. Oh, good heavens. Oh, mate, I know it's a bit of a faff getting it set up, but it's comfy, man. Just need to make sure that under blanket's cinched up nicely underneath me. I think hammock camping might be the future, boys. I just had a little visitor. I don't know what it was, but something came running underneath the hammock. I say running, it was like sniffing around. It was definitely something enough to like me. I thought it was someone walking in at first, but it was like when it was far away because I could hear the leaves going. But then as it got close, I realised it wasn't something. A badger or a fox, if I had to have a guess. But I just turned my light on, went up and went, give it a big cough, and it scuttled away. But like I said, when I was making dinner, that's probably what they can smell. You know, especially a fox. Imagine a fox smelling a steak and potatoes. I'm going to wander over going, bit of me that. So I've pulled the tarp over now. The rain's going to come in about an hour apparently. I'm just going to sort of swing, chill, watch, listen to my audiobook a bit longer and probably doze away. I want to just be awake when the rain starts though, because I want to just double check that it isn't going to leak in and I've set it up right. I don't want to like be asleep and then wake up and be underwater. And you know what I mean? I don't want to be just like too far gone if the thing is going to get wet. I want to be able to sort of see how it rains, see if the rain sheds off and where it sheds off to, and then just go to bed listening to the rain on the tarp, which is going to be so relaxing as long as I stay dry. But it's good night from me, unless anything mad happens. People always say that on these videos, don't they? Like, oh, see, I'll bring you back in the morning unless anything mad happens, and I'm falling into that same trap. And I don't want to say the same thing everyone says. So, I mean, how else do you say it? Yeah, if anything drastic happens, might see you again overnight. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I tell you what a kip. Nothing eventful happened really. It rained for like half an hour. Obviously put a bit of that in. You'll have seen that just now. But then it only rained for half an hour and it wasn't really that heavy at any point. Everything stood up well. The thing that I thought was going to go wrong, but then it didn't. I couldn't get warm from underneath with the underblanket. I could have slept, I think, but I could still feel a draft. So I got out and had a look at the underblanket, and I realised that where I'd clipped it to the hammock, I hadn't I don't know how to explain it. Not the cinch cords in the underblanket, but the sort of where the carabiners clip onto the hammock. You can make that gap smaller by reducing the space in the elastic. So I did that, and then as soon as I got back, I did that so the hammock was closer. Sorry, the underblanket was closer to the hammock. And then as soon as I got back in the hammock, I could instantly feel the warmth from underneath, and I was like so cozy and toasty. And at one point in the night, I just had my sleeping bag draped over me like a quilt. And at one point in the night, I had to move it down. I was too hot. But yeah, cracking night's sleep. I had to get used to sleeping on my back a little bit because I'm usually a side sleeper or even front sleeper sometimes. So I had to get used to sleeping on my back, but I got tired and then just started dozing off. And I didn't get woken up until my alarm went off. I had an alarm for 7:30 because sunrise is at 8. And I got woken up by the bloody alarm, which is the first time that's ever happened camping. Normally in the winter, I'm sort of like up and ready to get going by the time the sun comes up. But absolutely quality night's sleep. I really enjoyed being in the woods as well with all the different sounds and stuff. Like I was hearing birds this morning, owls and woodpeckers last night. I can hear a woodpecker this morning as well, just up there. Woodpeckers are tiny, by the way. You ever seen a picture of a woodpecker like with a scale? Like I thought they'd be like quite hefty to peck a tree that big, but no, they're really small. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna make some breakfast, and then I need to pull the list down because dog walkers will be coming through soon because it's Sunday morning.
I do want to show you this quickly though before I pack it away, because I didn't get to show you last night, so I'll show you how I set it up. Right, we'll get up and get out of this sleeping bag. This is like, I don't want to get up, like I'm really cozy. I want another hour. I'm definitely hammock camping again in the woods. It's been tremendous. I was a bit apprehensive about it, because normally I'm just in tents, but it's been world class. I don't want to just become like an absolute fanboy for saying I've slept in a hammock, but that was genuinely world class. First time I've done it. I've only ever, I mean, never mind sleeping in a hammock, I've only ever actually sat in a hammock like 3 times in my life, maybe. Oh, I just dropped my igniter. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. And the setting here has been spot on as well. I think I found a bit of a golden spot. I don't need that this morning. Bit of a golden spot. So, I mean, I'm sure we all love to get in a position where you speak to a landowner and they say, yeah, no probs. Because then you just have that, like, always, no matter how confident of a wild camper you are, you'll still have that sort of thing in the back of your mind that'll be like, someone could come and move me on here. So it would be really nice to have that peace of mind to know that that's not going to happen. But the mad thing about spam is it's been like on the market and invented for ages. It's like 60 years or something. And the recipes, and like a lot of older food, like the recipes change with time. Like we were talking about last night with Starburst and fruit pastels. Oh, by the way, just if I was wondering if I made the decision with Candy with Andy, I'm making a mess of this. There's no Starburst left, but there are fruit pastels left. So I think we made the right decision. Oh, listen to that sizzle. Whew. Right, spammy knife. I'll wash that when I get back. Spammy knife. That sounds like could have been a 70s porn star. Or a 70s poodle rock star. And now taking the stage, it's spammy knife. Alright, then we've got the master stroke. I bought a little travel accessories kit to transport me oil and ketchup. Oh, it works a treat. What a treat. Oh, mate, I am excited for this. Oh. Oh. Lads. Spam, man. This was a good addition, wasn't it? Just to lift it up a bit this morning. Right. I'm going to finish this and then we'll start the pack away. Before I start the pack away, I will just show you for a few brief minutes how we've set it up. Right then, spam devoured. So, all we've done, the hammock's dead easy. Tree straps onto a whoopee sling, and that's the elastic for the bug net. I'll show you that when I take this tarp down. The tarp, so I've made a loop in one end of the ridgeline cord and looped it round and then pull it tight. And you don't have to actually tie a knot at this end then. And then at the other end, bring it round the tree, wrap it round itself, and then just wrap it round the tree a few times, and then just tied it off to there. It stayed up perfectly. Only place we've left is a bit of trodden ground there, and let's scuff that up a bit. Kick the branches away a bit that we use for the tow. I tell you what, spin it round. You'd never know. That's how you should always leave it as well. Right, I'll try and pick some of that polystyrene up that someone left. Stuff it in the front of my bag. So in summary, hammock camping's meant. I've never camped in the woods before. It's always either been on a campsite or at the top of a mountain. I really enjoyed being in the woods. I have to admit, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking because it's far more accessible. And you hear noises in the night, like things scuttling across the floor and birds tweeting and woodpeckers and all that sort of stuff. So there's definitely different noises, but no problems at all. When I got that underquilt sorted, I thought it was going to be cold for the night. Finally got the underquilt sorted, man, and I was toasty. So I know people are, and I was worried about that DD Hammocks underquilts because it doesn't feel like it's much and it packs down quite small. And it says it can go to -5, and it hit 0 last night and I was toasty warm. So I'm not saying it'll be perfect at -5, but I was warm enough at 0, I can tell you that for absolutely free. So right, I'm going back to the car. It's another one over and another banger. Sorry, I'm just swapping hands with the bag there. I don't know what's next. I can't go out next weekend because I've got the kids, but the weekend after, hopefully I should be out somewhere. And then, for those of you that don't know, I have a second YouTube channel for like gaming related stuff for a game called Rainbow Six. And I'm lucky enough to work with the developer of that game, which is a dream come true. And I'm going to Boston in 2.5 weeks or so. So I wonder whether we vlog Boston and put it on Bold and Outdoors rather than on the gaming channel, because it's a bit more relevant to sort of travel and blogging, vlogging, whatever you want to call it. So maybe we do that. Right, absolute pleasure. Thanks for watching. Press subscribe, please. Or the next time you go camping, your sleeping bad's going to deflate. So I'll leave that decision up to you. It's press subscribe, which costs nothing, or have a deflated sleeping pad. Your choice. No, just kidding. Cheers for watching anyway. I'll see you next time. Cheers.